Have you ever stood in front of the mirror, noticing those little crow's feet, the subtle signs of time slowly appearing, and wondered, how can I look fresher, more vibrant, without resorting to surgery or expensive treatments? Believe me, you are not alone. We all wish to hold on to that radiant youthfulness, yet we don't know where to start, or we fear that age has already sealed our style, youth, and charm. But I'm here to tell you something very important. Age is just a number, and you absolutely can look at least 10 years younger instantly, simply by having some magical pieces in your wardrobe. This video will take you on a journey to discover 6 wardrobe essentials recommended by a famous stylist, not only for timeless elegance but also for giving you a youthful, refreshed look in an instant. It's not magic, nor anything complicated or extravagant. It's about smart choices, subtle self-care, and a little secret I'm excited to share with you. Are you ready to transform, to feel full of life, fresh, and even more alluring than ever? Let's start this journey together, so every time you look in the mirror, you smile at yourself. We won't just talk about clothes, we'll talk about how you see yourself, the power of confidence and true style for women and gentlemen who have lived through many seasons of life. So let's dive into the very first piece in the list of fashion weapons that will make you look younger and more captivating. Starting right now. Have you ever caught a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and felt a tiny pang of surprise, maybe even a little shock? Not because you don't recognize the face looking back, but because time seems to have quietly rewritten the story on your skin. Lines you never noticed before, a softness where there used to be sharpness, a kind of quiet fading that no one ever warns you about. What if I told you that everything you think you know about aging, about looking your age, might be completely wrong? That there's a hidden secret, a simple, almost magical change, that can take a full decade off your appearance instantly? And no, it's not a fancy procedure, no laser treatments, no endless bottles of expensive creams. This secret is so powerful, so transformative, that once you discover it, you'll wonder why no one ever told you before. Imagine stepping out the door feeling like you're walking on air. Confident, radiant, younger, and somehow irresistible. But here's the catch. Most people never find this secret because it's hidden in plain sight. It's not about chasing trends or splurging on luxury labels. It's about mastering a subtle art that a handful of celebrity stylists have guarded like treasure. I'm about to share with you stories, some almost unbelievable, about people just like you, who found this secret and watched their entire world change. Women and men in their 50s and 60s, who thought their best days were behind them, suddenly glowing with a vibrancy that turned heads. They didn't change their faces. They didn't overhaul their bodies. What changed was something far simpler yet far more profound. Picture a woman who, after decades of feeling invisible, found herself the center of attention at a party, not because she shouted or wore dazzling jewels, but because she wore one carefully chosen piece that shifted everything. Or a man who stopped feeling like he was fading into the background and started getting compliments again. All because of a wardrobe tweak no one expects. These stories might sound like the stuff of fairy tales, but they're not. They're real. And what's more incredible is that the secret isn't just about looking younger. It's about feeling alive again, sparking a fire inside that even time can't extinguish. I want you to imagine the possibilities. What if tomorrow morning you could open your closet and find the exact items that hold this magic? What if those pieces could instantly erase years from your look and replace them with confidence, elegance, and that glow you thought only belonged to youth? The truth is, you're standing on the edge of a transformation. The only thing missing is knowing what those magic pieces are, and how to use them. I won't spoil the surprise just yet, because the journey to discovering them is part of the excitement. But I will tell you this. Once you learn these secrets, your perspective on style, on aging, and on yourself will never be the same. And here's a little secret just between us. Some of these pieces don't just turn back the clock. They do something far more daring. They ignite a spark, a quiet kind of seduction that makes you irresistible in ways you never imagined. So if you're ready to stop letting the mirror dictate how you feel, and start rewriting your story, one outfit at a time, stay with me. Because what comes next will change how you see yourself forever. This isn't just fashion advice. It's a call to reclaim your vitality, your joy, your allure. And the best part? You don't need to wait another day to start. Are you ready to discover the 6 magical wardrobe items that will take 10 years off your look instantly? Then keep listening, because the secret is about to be revealed. You know, when we think about change, especially change related to how we look, we often imagine it has to be something big, a dramatic overhaul with luxury items or complicated beauty routines. But the truth is quite different. Sometimes it's the simplest things that carry the most incredible power. I still remember the first time I heard that famous stylist talk about the very first magic piece that almost everyone over 50 should own. You might guess it's a stunning dress, a perfectly tailored suit, or some eye-catching accessory. But no, it's much simpler, and surprisingly hard to believe. The story starts with a woman named Helen. She was in her mid-50s, someone who once loved fashion deeply but, after many years, found herself trapped in safe outfits that no longer excited or empowered her. Every time she went out, people's eyes no longer held admiration or attention like before, and she started thinking maybe beauty just wasn't meant for her anymore. But then one day, Helen received advice from a stylist that instead of chasing trends or buying a ton of complicated clothes, she just needed to invest in one single item, a blazer tailored perfectly to fit her shape. Just hearing that made her skeptical. Just one blazer? What could that possibly change? But when Helen put on that blazer for the first time, magic happened. Her skin seemed to glow, her silhouette became sharper, and her posture lighter. Friends and family were amazed to see a completely different Helen, vibrant, youthful, alive. I'm sure you've heard stories like this before. Or maybe you've even experienced something similar yourself. And that's exactly the point I want you to think about. The power of fit and subtlety, not flashiness or exaggeration. What's even more interesting is how the stylist showed Helen how to pair that blazer with simple pieces she already had. A soft blouse, dark trousers, and suddenly she could step out, not feeling old or boring, but confident and alluring, turning heads wherever she went. You see, this is one of the secrets that make the blazer the first magic piece in the collection I want to share with you. Not because it's expensive, but because it knows how to talk to your body, enhancing your strengths and gently hiding the parts you're less comfortable with. And don't think blazers are just for formal occasions or offices. When chosen with the right cut, fabric, and color, they become your perfect companion on days you want to feel relaxed but still elegant. I remember witnessing a male friend, also in his 60s, who felt like he was slowly fading into the background during social events. He wasn't into fancy clothes, but the stylist recommended a well-fitted blazer paired with a simple t-shirt. The result? Not only a younger, fresher look but also a sparkle in his eyes and a smile that lit up the room. Here's something crucial. When you feel good about how you look, you walk with confidence, and that creates an irresistible aura. A blazer isn't just a fashion item. It's a soft armor that helps you win the battle against time in your own unique way. You might wonder what exactly makes a blazer magic. It's the perfect fit, a fabric with just the right amount of stretch, and colors that complement your skin tone. Never settle for something too loose or too tight, because when a piece doesn't fit your body well, it reveals age rather than hiding it. Also, the design style matters a lot. Clean, simple cuts without too many frills, easy to mix and match with many outfits. These are the criteria you should look for. I want you to remember, fashion after 50 isn't a race to follow trends, but a journey to rediscover elegance and confidence. And the blazer, with its simple look but surprising power, is an indispensable companion on that journey. Now imagine opening your wardrobe and every time you wear that blazer, you feel like you're getting a makeover. Not just looking younger but feeling a fresh energy radiating from within. Maybe you're thinking, that's someone else's story, can I really do it? Believe me, you absolutely can. And this is just the beginning. With just this first piece, you've already touched one part of the secret that makes you look younger and more radiant. And I'm eager to share the next items with you. Pieces that won't just make you look younger but help you feel alive and seductive in ways you never imagined. But you know, secrets are never revealed all at once. There's magic in discovering each piece, in hearing every story. So right now I want you to pause, take a deep breath and feel this: you deserve to shine no matter what age you are. Let every piece in your wardrobe tell your story of a confident woman or man, full of life and uniquely alluring. You might be surprised to hear that the next magic piece isn't flashy, and it might even seem almost too simple. But that's exactly why it's so powerful. It's the kind of item that most people overlook, but once you experience it, you realize it completely changes how you carry yourself, how the world sees you, and most importantly, how you see yourself. This piece is all about texture, softness, and the way it embraces your skin. Imagine slipping into something that feels like a gentle touch. Not stiff or constricting, but fluid, comforting, and quietly elegant. Something that moves with you, not against you. I'm talking about the perfect blouse or shirt, but not just any blouse. The kind of blouse that's made from natural, breathable fabrics with a hint of stretch, designed to flatter every curve without clinging or creating bulk. The ones with details so subtle you barely notice them, yet they shape your silhouette in the most flattering way. Let me tell you about Sarah, a woman in her early 60s who spent years hiding behind loose, shapeless clothes because she was afraid to reveal the changes her body had gone through. When she finally allowed herself to try this kind of blouse, it was like rediscovering a lost part of herself. The softness of the fabric against her skin, the delicate drape over her shoulders, and the way the colors complemented her complexion, all gave her a glow she hadn't felt in years. What made the difference was not just the fabric or the cut, but the way the blouse worked with her body's natural lines. It didn't fight against the changes, it celebrated them. And that celebration, that acceptance, made her confident in a way no tight-fitting dress ever had. You see, this is where fashion stops being about covering up and starts being about embracing. About telling the story of who you are now, with all the wisdom, strength, and beauty that comes with age. And there's more. Choosing the right colors for this blouse can be transformative. Colors that enhance your skin's natural undertones, that brighten your face and eyes, that make you look refreshed instead of tired. You might not have paid much attention to color before, but once you do, it becomes one of the most exciting parts of dressing. Imagine the sparkle in your eyes when someone tells you, "You look radiant today," and you know it's because you found the shade that makes your skin sing. That's the kind of magic I'm talking about. But it's not just for women. Men too can benefit tremendously from this secret. A soft, well-fitted shirt with just the right fabric can soften harsh lines and add a layer of youthful vitality. It's a quiet way to show care for yourself without saying a word. I remember a friend, James, who had always worn stiff, formal shirts that made him feel uncomfortable and stiff. When he switched to shirts made from softer, breathable fabrics with just enough stretch, his whole demeanor changed. He stood taller, smiled more, and his friends noticed a new lightness in his step. These blouses and shirts aren't about flash or extravagance. They're about subtle luxury and comfort, the kind that lets your personality shine through. They're about giving yourself permission to feel good, no matter what the calendar says. And here's the exciting part. Once you have this piece in your wardrobe, it becomes the foundation for countless outfits, elegant alone or layered under jackets, scarves, or sweaters. Its versatility meets grace. Now, you might wonder how to find this kind of blouse or shirt. It takes a bit of patience and a keen eye for quality. Look for natural fabrics like silk, cotton, or high-quality blends. Avoid anything too synthetic or stiff. Pay attention to how the fabric feels against your skin and how it moves when you walk or reach out. Fit is crucial. It shouldn't be tight or restrictive, but it shouldn't drown your figure either. The goal is effortless elegance, something you barely notice yet everything else notices. I want you to imagine the difference it would make to your mornings if choosing your outfit was no longer a chore but a joy. Imagine pulling out this blouse or shirt, feeling that soft fabric between your fingers, and knowing that as soon as you put it on, you'll feel like the best version of yourself. That feeling of ease, comfort, and confidence is priceless. And it's exactly what this next magical piece brings. So with the blazer as your armor and this blouse or shirt as your soft strength, you're building a wardrobe that doesn't just dress you but empowers you. It's a wardrobe that fights the effects of time not by hiding, but by enhancing. You may be thinking this all sounds wonderful, but what about the rest? What other surprises does this wardrobe hold? What other pieces will help you take years off your look and add that spark to your spirit. Stay with me. The journey has just begun, and the next discovery might just be the one that changes everything for you. There's something deeply transformative about the way we dress, especially as we step into this chapter of our lives. It's not just about covering our bodies, it's about unveiling who we are now, a version refined by time, experience, and confidence. And nestled quietly within this transformation lies a piece that often goes unnoticed but holds tremendous power: the perfect pair of trousers or pants. You might be thinking, pants? How can they possibly take years off my appearance? But that's the magic of a well-chosen pair. It's not about chasing the latest skinny jeans or trends that may not suit your body anymore. It's about fit, cut, fabric, and how they make you move through your day. Let me tell you about Grace, a woman who struggled for years with trousers that pinched, rode up, or just didn't flatter her curves. She resorted to long tunics and loose tops to hide what she didn't want others to see. Then one day, on the advice of a trusted stylist, she tried a pair of trousers cut to balance and enhance her natural silhouette, a straight leg style with a slight taper, made from a soft structured fabric that held its shape without stiffness. The difference was startling. Not only did Grace feel comfortable and elegant, but the trousers seemed to elongate her legs and bring harmony to her whole outfit. She started walking with more confidence, noticing how people's eyes lingered just a little longer, admiring the poise she carried. And this story is far from unique. A well-fitting pair of pants can redefine your entire silhouette. It's a secret weapon against the subtle shifts time brings. A way to reclaim posture, elegance, and that elusive youthful energy. The right trousers should never bind or restrict. They should feel like an extension of yourself, allowing movement without fuss. And fabric choice matters. Breathable, slightly stretchy materials that hold their shape day long are worth every penny. What's more, the color palette plays a vital role. Darker shades like deep navy, charcoal, or classic black have a slimming effect and bring a touch of sophistication. But don't shy away from earth tones or muted colors that complement your skin tone and add warmth. And here's a little insider's tip. Avoid overly shiny fabrics or heavy textures that add bulk or highlight areas you might want to downplay. Instead, opt for matte, soft finishes that reflect light gently and create a smooth, refined look. Imagine opening your wardrobe each morning and reaching for these trousers, knowing they will carry you through everything from casual lunches to important meetings, making you feel put together without effort. There's a special kind of freedom in wearing pants that truly fit. It's freedom from adjusting, tugging, or feeling self-conscious. It's freedom to stand tall, to move freely, to smile without worry. But beyond the practical benefits, these trousers do something deeper. They honor your body as it is today with grace and dignity, and celebrate the journey you've taken. They invite you to express yourself confidently, no matter the occasion. For men, this choice is just as powerful. Well-tailored trousers can sharpen the entire look, balancing broad shoulders and adding sleekness to the lower body. When paired with the right blazer and shirt, the ensemble becomes timeless and commanding. Think about someone like Robert, a gentleman in his late 50s who once wore loose, baggy pants because he felt unsure about his changing figure. After discovering the impact of well-cut trousers, he described feeling reborn in his style, comfortable, confident, and energized. Now, I want you to think about yourself for a moment. What if every step you took in the right pair of trousers felt like a step back toward your most vibrant self? What if the simple act of dressing in these pants was an act of self-love and empowerment? That's the essence of this third magic piece. It's not about masking or pretending, but about highlighting your strength and elegance through intelligent style. And as you continue this journey, you'll find that these three pieces, the blazer, the soft blouse or shirt, and the perfectly tailored trousers, form the cornerstone of a wardrobe that defies time. But the story doesn't end here. There's still more to uncover, more magic to infuse into your daily life and look. And I promise what comes next will be equally surprising and uplifting. So take a moment to envision your closet transformed by these essentials. Picture how your reflection shifts, how your energy changes, how the world starts to see you anew. This is not just about clothes. It's about reclaiming your narrative, stepping into your power, and shining in the way only you can. as we continue to explore the subtle but powerful ways your wardrobe can transform not just your look but your entire presence. There's a piece that often flies under the radar, yet holds an undeniable charm and impact. It's the humble yet transformative scarf or shawl. At first glance, you might dismiss it as a mere accessory, something decorative or seasonal. But scarves have a quiet magic. They frame your face, add layers of color and texture, and bring a sense of movement and softness that few other garments can achieve. Especially as we age, the way a scarf gently drapes around our neck or shoulders can soften harsh lines, brighten our complexion, and create an aura of effortless elegance. Think of Eleanor, a woman in her late 50s, who always felt her face look tired or dull in photos. She struggled to find ways to inject life and vibrancy into her appearance without overdoing it. Then she discovered scarves, silk ones with subtle patterns, cashmere shawls in rich, warm tones. The difference was stunning. Just by adding a scarf in the right color and texture, her whole face seemed to glow, her eyes sparkled more, and her smiles became freer. What makes scarves so special is their versatility. You can wear them in countless ways, loosely wrapped, knotted delicately, or draped over one shoulder, and each style tells a different story. They invite creativity, playfulness, and personalization, allowing you to express moods that words cannot capture. Moreover, scarves draw attention upward, toward the face and neckline, which is crucial because that's where age often shows first. By framing these areas with flattering colors and soft fabrics, scarves act like a gentle spotlight, enhancing your natural beauty rather than hiding it. And this isn't limited to women. Men who embrace scarves bring an unexpected softness and sophistication to their look. A well-chosen scarf can balance ruggedness with refinement, adding layers of personality and warmth. Imagine a gentleman named Michael, who always wore classic suits but felt his style lacked a bit of soul. When he started adding scarves in deep blues and rich grays, something shifted. People began to notice not just his clothes but the confident ease he carried himself with. It was subtle, yes, but powerful. Another wonderful thing about scarves is their ability to elevate even the simplest outfit. A plain blouse and trousers can suddenly look polished and intentional with a scarf tossed around the neck. This ease of transformation is invaluable for anyone who wants to look put together without spending hours or endless money. Fabric choice is key. Natural fibers like silk, cashmere, or fine will feel luxurious against the skin and drape beautifully. Avoid overly synthetic or heavy materials that can look cheap or overwhelm your frame. Color once again plays a starring role. Think of scarves as the punctuation mark in your outfit, a splash of color that brings harmony and balance. Whether you choose jewel tones, pastels, or classic neutrals, the right shade can brighten your face and add warmth to your overall look. I want you to imagine standing in front of the mirror, draping a soft scarf around your neck. Feel the fabric against your skin. Notice how your eyes brighten, how your expression softens, how the whole you seems a bit more alive, a bit more vibrant. There's a tenderness in this small ritual. A moment where you honor yourself, where you invite beauty and grace to be part of your day. And that moment can shift everything. Scarves also carry stories, heirlooms passed down, gifts from loved ones, pieces collected from travels. They're more than fabric. They're memories wrapped in color and texture. Wearing them connects you not only to your own beauty, but to the threads of life that weave your unique story. And in this, scarves become almost like a second skin, one that nurtures, decorates, and empowers. They're a reminder that elegance doesn't demand extravagance, only intention and heart. You might not have thought of scarves as life-changing before, but once you welcome them in, you'll find there's a new joy in dressing, a new freedom in expression, and a new lightness in movement. So next time you're feeling stuck or unsure about what to wear, reach for a scarf. Let it surprise you with its ability to soften, brighten, and enliven your look. Watch how people respond, how their eyes meet yours differently. And as you do, remember, every detail counts. Every choice you make in your wardrobe shapes the way you feel, the way you carry yourself, the way the world perceives you. Elegance, confidence, and youthfulness aren't gifts given only to the young. They're cultivated with care, with knowledge, with pieces chosen to celebrate who you are right now. And sometimes the quietest pieces, like a scarf gently wrapped, make the loudest statement. There's one more piece that holds an almost secret power. A piece that can completely change the way you move through the world, how you hold yourself, and how others experience your presence. It's not about loud colors or bold patterns. It's about something subtle yet transformative: the perfect pair of shoes. Shoes often get overlooked in conversations about style, but they are the foundation, literally and figuratively, of your entire look. When your feet feel supported, comfortable, and confident, it ripples upward through your posture, your gait, your very energy. Think of Jane, a woman in her early 60s who used to suffer from aching feet and discomfort all day long. She avoided wearing anything other than sneakers or flats, thinking that was her only option. But when she invested in a pair of well-made, stylish shoes designed for comfort and elegance, her whole world shifted. She started walking taller, smiling wider, and even found herself spontaneously dancing again at family gatherings. The magic of the right shoes isn't just in how they look, it's in how they make you feel. Shoes that fit perfectly with cushioned soles and good arch support can ease physical strain, making each step lighter. And when your steps are lighter, your spirit feels lighter too. It's important to choose shoes that balance style with comfort. That means no more sacrificing one for the other. Thanks to modern designs and materials, you can find shoes that look elegant, timeless, and still support your feet throughout the day. Color and shape also matter. Classic shades like black, beige, navy, or warm browns create a sophisticated base that works with almost any outfit. Rounded toes or slightly pointed shapes can elongate your legs and add a polished finish. Imagine slipping into these shoes in the morning, feeling the softness of the lining, the gentle hug around your heel, the steady support beneath your arches. With every step, you carry a quiet confidence that commands respect and admiration without saying a word. Beyond physical comfort, the right shoes connect to a deeper sense of self-care. When you choose to treat your feet with kindness and style, you send a message to yourself and the world. You deserve to move through life with grace and ease. Men experience this too. A great pair of leather loafers or brogues, carefully maintained, can elevate a simple outfit to something refined and timeless. And when those shoes are comfortable, a man's walk tells a story of strength and ease, of confidence born from within. Now consider the subtle power of shoes in everyday life. How they complete an outfit, how they influence your posture, how they can inspire a spring in your step, even on the toughest days. When you feel good from the ground up, everything else falls into place. Your smile is brighter, your gestures more relaxed, your whole presence more magnetic. That's why this final piece in our journey is so essential. It's the literal foundation of your style and your confidence. And there's a wonderful truth here. You don't need dozens of shoes cluttering your closet. Just a few well-chosen pairs, cared for and loved, that suit your lifestyle and personality perfectly. As you continue to explore and invest in these key pieces, the blazer, the soft blouse, the perfect trousers, the versatile scarf, and the supportive shoes, you're not just changing your wardrobe. You're reclaiming your vitality, your joy, and your unique allure. Every morning when you dress, you're stepping into a story, your story. One of elegance, confidence, and timeless beauty. And the most beautiful part? This story isn't defined by age. It's defined by how you choose to show up, how you nurture yourself, and how you embrace the magic already within you. As we come to the close of this journey, I want you to pause for a moment and truly feel what has been shared. These pieces, seemingly simple yet deeply powerful, are not just clothes or accessories. They are keys. Keys that unlock a version of you that is vibrant, confident, and radiant, no matter what the calendar says. Remember, beauty and elegance are not reserved for the young alone. They belong to those who choose to embrace themselves fully, who dare to step into the light with courage and grace. Your style is your story. Speaks before you do. And with these magic wardrobe essentials, you have the power to tell a story that's timeless, compelling, and uniquely yours. So as you look ahead, may you find joy in dressing each day not as a chore, but as an act of self-love and celebration. May you walk out the door feeling like the most authentic, radiant version of yourself. Because you deserve nothing less. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Here's to your journey, to your beauty, your strength, and the magic that lives within you.